All right, so when I was growing up, I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball. I've been in the Air Force for 28 years. I've been in aircraft maintenance. I live in a testosterone-drenched environment. So I never thought that I would need a gynecologic doctor, but this one has done wonders for me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Dr. Karen Finkelstein.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. It's a hard act to follow all of that for me, because as most of you know, I choose usually to be the person behind the curtain, the wizard that's doing all this stuff behind you and supporting you, but not right up here in front of all of you. I know Kevin hearkened to what inspired this event, and to simplify it in my words, it's two men, Kevin and my husband, Matt, the CEO of our practice, who loved their wives immensely. And even more than that, love to find solutions that exceed expectations. When Kevin saw Judy going through her battle with cancer, when he was there at every appointment witnessing what she had to go through for her chemotherapy, and recognizing the courage that she had and the courage that the warriors around her, the other women getting treatments, had, he was inspired to be of service to not just Judy, but to others around him and all of our patients. And in the friendship and the communication that developed between him and my husband, who's the CEO of Southwest Women's Oncology, they created this event. This was an event created over coffee that has turned into an amazing inspirational day for all of us. And we hope that it goes even beyond today's event to even a more national setting someday. Each group, the military and our patients, are warriors in their own way, demonstrating courage, moving forward, facing fear head on, staying present and dealing with whatever may emerge at every opportunity. Collectively today, we acknowledge, celebrate, and endeavor to model these characteristics, which can only create a life more richer and more full for each of us. Today, we come together as a group to meet, support, and be of service to each other, not just today, but as Chief Norman suggested, other days and in other opportunities during our year. We know that tomorrow's not promised to any of us, and that our time together is the most precious commodity we can have. When Judy passed away in May, I wasn't sure Kevin would be able to be at this event. I mean, in some ways, you have way more courage than I do, because he's used it and used that as an opportunity to be even more vocal about the challenges you all are facing, and to try to find ways to help us educate and expand people's knowledge of what our patients face, and to use his airmen, who are equally or even more courageous than our patients, to help them in that scenario. As part of an effort to bring this to a larger audience, we founded United to Cure Cancer, a nonprofit. And this is to bring the spirit of service, education, and support to others, not just here in Albuquerque, but across the globe. It seeks to eradicate cancer, raise awareness, educate, and directly help those fighting cancer to increase our chances of positive outcomes and to live fuller, richer lives. One of those initiatives for United to Cure Cancer is this event, Warriors for Warriors. We thank Colonel Hoffman and Colonel Buquette for allowing today to happen. We know you're new to New Mexico, and we are glad to have you as part of our warrior family. To allow us to have this event and to honor both your airmen and our patients is an extraordinary day for all of us. Our second initiative is founding a site called Cancer's Worst Enemy. This is a website that anybody, from patients to doctors to young children, can go to learn about cancer, learn about the signs of early cancer detection, and to try to help educate and alert primary care providers and people about specific concerns and diagnoses. We believe that raising awareness of care and working with primary care providers is the first line of defense, and some of those providers are here with us today, so thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to come and be with us and support the patients that we've all helped get to this point. Early detection is one of cancer's worst enemies, and this site helps to fund that. A next initiative for our nonprofit United to Cure Cancer is something called Stamping Out or Stamp Out Women's Cancer. The acronym STAMP stands for Support, Training, and Assistance for Medical Providers. In support of the STAMP program, Southwest Women's Oncology, our clinical practice, has volunteered to staff a 24-hour hotline for medical providers with GYN oncology providers and professionals. This will allow immediate full-time access to the knowledge and assistance that a gynecologic oncologist can provide to ensure the best and most immediate care is available to any patient anywhere, no matter where they are. This will also offer training opportunities and online support and medical education to others. As Kevin Norman said, today's about courage, honoring courage of all of the people here. And when I was asked about courage, courage comes in many forms. Some people think to have courage, you have to have done something extraordinary, something that only a few people could know how to do or to do, something spectacular. But when I think of courage, I look out and I think of patients present and patients past. To me, my patients are the most courageous people I've gotten the benefit of knowing. In my practice, I've witnessed and learned that courage, as Kevin had hinted with Judy's comment, can be as small as just getting out of bed in the morning to face another day of living and fighting the cancer diagnosis that you have. Courage can be as significant as deciding to go through with a surgery that will define your diagnosis and start you down a whole new path of change. Courage can be as strong as a family coming together to support their loved one to the final moments. Courage can be as personal as facing your faith and your love and embracing both as life throws you obstacles. I have the honor of witnessing courage every day in all of you, in many forms. I'm inspired and enlightened by those around me. Courage can also encompass more than an individual, and I think today's event displays that more beautifully than I could say in words. To see my patients and my families and their loved ones, to see these airmen and their support of our event and what they go through on a daily basis, to see all of these people rise to the challenges that cancer brings them and find ways to live even more fully and more meaningfully is a daily reminder to me that we can all be more courageous. With cancer comes change, and no matter what change brings, we need to celebrate each day, each other, and each experience and grow from this. For those of you that came to the event last year, you all know how we woke up Saturday morning to a surprise spring blizzard. Despite the blanket of white and freezing temperatures, the event went on. It became even more intimate and connected and meaningful with the storm bringing communities of us closer together. Working off last year's successes, we had even bigger and grander plans to celebrate all of you and your courage this year. Last night at a late hour, we discovered that there were some protocol changes from a governmental standpoint that swayed some of the things that we had planned for you today. But what is a testimony to all of you and all of your perseverance is that despite that, the colonels were able to allow us to have this event with you today. And this event went on and goes on today with even more energy and support than we could have expected. Change can be challenging in all its forms, but it can help us all rise to the occasion and celebrate what is truly important: our community, our connection, and our commitment to courage. No matter what changes, I want all of the airmen and military personnel here today to know how much it means to us that they took the time and devotion to make this event go forward and grow. I want to thank you. I want to thank all of the providers who took time out of their busy lives to come and witness their patients and the experience that we hope that they can acknowledge with us, because they helped their patients and all of you be here as well. We're blessed to have a lot of supporting members from the community, people that support my mission, from people I work with in the operating room, to our staff at Southwest Women's Oncology who are devoted every day to all of you. We have people from the media who have taken time out to help us promote this and educate and make more awareness for everybody. And of course the military, Kevin's family, our own families. There's a whole army of people behind this, and I hate to use the word army at the Air Force, but this couldn't have happened without a layer of people, and special thanks to Victoria and her team. We're truly blessed to have the opportunity to join with true military warriors today in our celebration of courage and survivorship, or as a patient recently corrected me, thrivership, and in our celebration of community. Let's press forward and continue this union of beautiful communities and amazing individuals. With courage, we will all triumph. Thank you.
Not so fast, Karen. You need to get back up here. So,
I don't like surprises.
I don't care. Dr. Finkelstein is known for being a fantastic robotic surgeon. Matter of fact, in ABQ, the magazine, she was named the best robotic surgeon in the city. Recently, she performed her 1,000th robotic surgery, something only 5% of physicians have accomplished. This puts her in a special class of surgeon, and Da Vinci Robotics would like to give her this award of recognition.
So, Dr. Finkelstein, you completing your 1,000th robotics case represents your commitment to providing your patients with the most advanced technology available and providing that technology in them in a minimally invasive fashion, which is pretty unique, and 1,000 cases is really important. This represents not only 1,000 cases, surgery cases that she's done, but 1,000 families that she's affected, 1,000 mothers and daughters and sisters. And so on behalf of Intuitive Surgical and Da Vinci Surgery, thank you, and please accept this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I had no idea this was happening. I just want to add, to me, I don't keep track of things like this, so if you ask me how many surgeries I do, I say, some handful a week. So to know I've helped over 1,000 women with an amazing technology that enables them to move forward in their lives and get back to living more quickly is just spectacular. But most importantly, as Adam said, each and every one of you are special, and so to know we've had the impact on that many people is incredible. In seeing my patients go through the treatments and decisions that they have to face each day, when I look at them and I think to myself, I had a rough morning, I realize that my morning had absolutely nothing that was rough compared to what they're facing each day.
It's been a long journey. I've been on all kinds of different chemotherapies.
Dr. Finkelstein, Karen, did a hysterectomy in 2014, and then unfortunately in 2016 it returned.
I'm platinum resistant to standard chemotherapy, so none of the chemos that the doctors have will take away my cancer.
I ended up having to have a full hysterectomy, and at the time they had discovered that I had a large mass on my right ovary.
It was very stark and real when I realized this could be the end. And my kids were still young. I had grandkids I wanted to see grow up, and it made me live more like everyday matters.
She said, can you take an IV for 8 to 8.5 hours Thursday until we could get you a port put in? I said, yes. She said, are you sure? I said, you dish it out, honey. I can take it.
I found out I was a much stronger person than I realized I was.
When I found out the size of that tumor, they told me, part of me laughed and I named it Little
I was blessed with this due to the fact I have much more quality of life now than I did before because I appreciate it. I take time to smell the roses.
I'm not a workaholic anymore, so I think my children are very grateful for that one, as well as my husband.
I've made it a point to try to make somebody's day every day.
I feel that I don't get attached to the outcomes, because if you look at everyday life, you have good days and you have bad days. The most important thing is enjoying every day and making it through every day.
I was hesitant about being public about this, about being public with my cancer. And a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, Leslie Mouton, was the first anchor I know. She lives in San Antonio and her husband's in the military. And she went on air. She's the first television person I know who did this. Les went on air completely bald. And I reached out to her and she said, it's scary, it is scary. But she's like, do it because you help people. And she said, you know, it's been 18 years and people are still coming up to her and telling her that she helped them, and I feel like I want to do that too. And I'm excited actually I'm not excited to show my head, but it's like if I can do it with people, we're going to have the same hair. I think that's, I'll take my hat off. Take my hat off to them, with them, for them.
If I start thinking about courage, I start thinking about all of my patients. And if I start thinking about all of my patients, I start thinking about all these stories. And if I start thinking about all those stories, I get emotional because I'm attached to my patients. And some of those are about patients that are no longer with us. Some of those are about patients that have overcome amazing challenges. And that allows us all to become more courageous and all to look outside of ourselves and look to those around us who support us and enable us to be more courageous than we ever thought we could be, especially in the fight against cancer. With courage, we triumph.